Hello there, I'm Ron Ross. You're thinking about publishing a Tidbits paper in your area, and I want to talk to you about that. For 13 and a half years, my wife and I published Tidbits of Douglas County, Colorado. It was and continues to be one of the most successful Tidbits papers in the nation. We sold the paper in 2008. We took a few years off, then we discovered that doing nothing was not making us very happy. So we did what you did. We called Ken Woodard and asked about starting a Tidbits paper somewhere here in Colorado. In October of 2011, we purchased Weld County, Colorado, and started publishing Tidbits of Greeley the next month. Now, these two areas are very, very different. Douglas County is a very white-collar, affluent community. It's just south of Denver on I-25. Goes right down the middle of the county with great growth on either side of the interstate. Greeley, on the other hand, is located 60 miles north of Denver and 20 miles east of I-25. And it's a very blue-collar agricultural community with a population of just under 80,000. Well, we've just finished publishing issue 14 of our paper. This is it right here. And we're barely 3 months into the business. And I want you to know that we're on our way to earning somewhere between $60,000 and $80,000 in 2012, publishing only an 8-page Tidbits paper. And this is issue 15. And I must say that it is embarrassingly full of ads. Right now I want to show you how we are going to do what I just said we're going to do, and that is to earn somewhere between $60,000 and $80,000 this year. Now it all starts with the front page. Now my front page has 8 ads. I get about $75 per week per ad, which gives me $600 a week revenue for my front page. Now I plan to have what I call a special page each week. For the 4 weeks previous to Valentine's Day, we ran this page, and this page earned me just a shade under $500 a week. And on the back, we have an ad for a car dealer, and that page earns us $250 per week. So that leaves us with 5 other pages in the paper with which we expect to earn about $200 per page. That gives us another $1,000 of revenue each week. So that totals up to be $2,350 per week. So that's our expected income from 1 week of publishing. Now, I know you're wondering about our costs, so here we go. Our costs are as follows. Printing is $500 a week. Tidbits Media is $81 a week. Ad design and layout, we budget $100 for that. Distribution is $100. Our office expenses, we budget $50 a week. Sales expenses, $100. That's mainly for gasoline, so I can drive from Loveland to Greeley and back 4, 5, 6 times a week. That totals out $931. I subtract the $931 from the $2,350, and I keep the difference, which is $1,419. Now you multiply that times 50 weeks in a year, and that's 50 in case I want to take a couple of weeks off, and you get $70,950 pre-tax net profit. Now that's only for an 8-page Tidbits paper. And you know what I plan to do? I plan to raise my ad rates every year. In fact, I've already raised my front page rates because the page is sold out. I started out at $74 per week, and I've raised it to $79.50 per week for anyone who buys an ad from here on out. Now we're doing this in a community where previously we had absolutely no business connections. We'd never lived in Greeley. We still don't live in Greeley. We live 20 miles west of Greeley in Loveland. And over our years in Colorado, we've had no particular attraction to the town of Greeley, partly because it's a cow town, beef packing, agricultural, off the interstate highway kind of town. Well, it does have a nice state university and a small community college. Well, I'll tell you something now. We're very attracted to Greeley, Colorado. It's been very good to us. It's one of our favorite towns. Now, as I said, Greeley's not a big city, nor is it a wealthy city. So it's very possible that you could do much better in a more affluent or a more populated area, or in an area where you have business connections already. In fact, there are a lot of Tidbits publishers out there with 12, 16, or 20, even 24 pages making more money than I am. You could do better. And of course you could do worse. There are no guarantees when you're in business for yourself. Now, let me tell you a couple of other things that you might find interesting. My wife of over 48 years and I operate our business out of an office right down here in our basement. She has a computer over there in that corner where she does the bookkeeping, and I have my computer here in this corner where I do all my ad design and layout. It's kind of a mess, so I'm not going to show it to you. We have only one vehicle. It's a 2005 Dodge Dakota with Tidbits in great big yellow letters on the side of it and on the back. And we both help each other with distribution. It takes us about a day and a half to distribute our paper to over 70 restaurants and about 100 other locations throughout Greeley and Westwell County. Now let me tell you something else. Publishing a Tidbits paper is not rocket science. This is what I call the most fun that work could possibly be. And when I tell people that, they'll often ask me, well, what do you do all day? Well, here's what I do all day. I help solve the business person's biggest challenge. And what is that? It's the high cost of advertising. So my job each day is to go out and find business people who are in need of help in marketing their business. I make friends with them. I learn about their business. And then when the time is right, I share with them how an ad in Tidbits might help their business survive and even prosper. That's what I do. Obviously, there's more to it than that, but trust me when I tell you, operating a Tidbits paper may be one of the simplest business models out there. Here's something else you might like to know. I'm the guy who wrote the program for Tidbits University. And at the next Tidbits University, I'm going to go in depth with you about exactly how I sell ads. And I think you'll be surprised at how easy it is to do if you apply the proven techniques that I've used for over 14 years of Tidbits publishing and of training Tidbits publishers. It's like this. If you're looking for a simple business that you can operate out of your home, like we do here in our basement, and make a pretty darn good living talking to business people in your community, then I urge you to take a really hard look at Tidbits. It's not that expensive to get into, and it's not that hard to get up and running. And let me tell you something else. It's not that hard to keep it going once you do.